Hello guys, welcome back to Habitual Crypto. My name's Dan, and here on the channel we like to make good habits in trading. So if you like trading cryptocurrencies and learning the best strategies to do so, please hit that like and subscribe button. Give my channel a follow on Twitch, and today we're going to be obviously talking about what happened last night with Elon Musk and his tweet about Tesla not accepting Bitcoin as payments anymore for the at least for the near future. Um, and we'll take a look at the charts, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin dominance, see where we stand and where I believe we will be going short and long term. And then you can stick around for the stream. We'll be charting out any altcoins you guys are interested in. Um, Obviously, kind of a red day in crypto for most cryptocurrencies. But with that, let's dive right into Bitcoin here. This is the daily chart. Pretty much since March of 2020, where we had the pandemic uh, crash in many markets throughout the globe. And since then, we have been in a bull run. And, it's good to take a step back and just kind of look at, the daily price action for Bitcoin. Basically, we are still in a bull market. We have been in a bull market since this period. And it's been really kind of a steady road up here. If you really take a look back and look at it from, not on the hourly or the minute charts, just take a step back. We are looking good. We are still in an uptrend. We are making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and currently we are still at a higher low. So um, I'm not going to get, uh, you know, really bearish on Bitcoin, um, until maybe we fall below uh, 38 thousand. That's kind of the point where I don't really want to fall below there, even though below there would still be, we would still technically be in an uptrend. So I'm just hoping we can hold at least 38,000. But if it wasn't for, Elon Musk's comments, sorry about that. So basically, yeah, we came down back down to these levels. We did make a lower low than here in April, um, which ended up being, let's see, 45,700 was our low there. So but you can see by this daily candle that mainly got bought right back up to around 50,000. um, and can we go lower? Yes, I think we can go lower. I think, we can go down to about 38,000, and I'll still be bullish on the long term. And I don't think that's going to happen. But if we do go any lower at this point, I think 43,000, that low from back in February, will be a nice holding point for us. So I don't expect to go lower than that. And yeah, I'm expecting us to kind of settle here. Maybe we come and touch 40, 45,000 again, but it's also very possible that we just slowly start to grind back up here. I don't think it's going to happen quick, but you know, basically we've come down again, and now I think we will slowly range back up to 60,000 roughly, 59,000. So that's what I think will happen in the next week or two. Um, Again, I am still macro bullish. Uh, we'll take a look at, this is the big news. 425 billion was wiped off the crypto market cap, um, because Elon Musk all of a sudden decided that his few, most likely less than 10 Bitcoin transactions that were made to purchase Teslas, is too, it uses too much energy to in the world. So the whole thing is really frustrating that, you know, yeah, Elon has helped pump Bitcoin. So, uh, okay, now he's helping dump it. So now he's even on that front. But I'm even more mad at Elon because he pumps Dogecoin. He treats the whole cryptocurrency thing as a game because he's already a billionaire. And meanwhile, he's messing with a lot of people's, you know, savings. And, he's putting Bitcoin as a hedge on his company's, uh, you know, in his country, in his company's funds, and then he manipulates the price when other people are putting their savings into Bitcoin. So I get he's just willy nilly about this stuff. I don't think he really thinks too much before he tweets something like this. Um, at this point, you know, he knows his influence he can have on the market. So, um, and I mean, really, he says they're not going to sell any Bitcoin, so they're just not going to use it as transactions to buy Teslas. I mean, give me a break. Either you're in it or you're not. Either you're for Bitcoin, or no one's using Bitcoin to buy Teslas. And if it is, again, I think it's less than 10 people that have done that. No one's spending their Bitcoin right now because everyone knows it's going to keep going up because it's the only thing that's going to take the power away from central banking and uh, save a lot of energy once that happens. Replacing gold as a store of value is going to save the world from a lot of carbon emissions. Um, I just it's really annoying, like that he can just and it's not good that he has this much sway, but that's what TikTok and Twitter. You've seen how much they can affect the market. So again, I'm not concerned. Mark Cuban put out something kind of defending using it as transactions because it will end up replacing gold and some of the central banking, which in turn will be a net positive uh, in the environment. Less energy will be used. And like 75% of miners are using some sort of renewable energy. They're all pushing as hard as they can to use renewable energies. There's investors investing in them to help them get into renewable energies because that is their biggest cost is electricity. So if they can make it themselves, they will do that. It's just, and Elon knows that more than anybody. And it was a couple months ago he started taking transactions. So don't tell me you didn't think about that at all. He's been in the finance in financial industry forever, and he's been in the, you know, electric energy industry for a long time. There's no way none of this crossed his mind before he decided to go with it. But anyway, long term, still very bullish on Bitcoin, and we would have to drop significantly more for me to start worrying at all. Um, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think maybe we have one more small dip down, possibly to most likely to back down to like 45,000. At most, I think 43,000. So those are my two spots here in red. I think are possible downturns. Um, Otherwise, I think we slowly grind back up, kind of similar to this kind of move here. I think this is somewhat likely to happen from here on out. Because honestly, I don't think price is supposed to even be down this far if it wasn't for, you know, manipulation is, the word I would call it. Um, but I think we are due to come back up here. And if we look at the short term chart here, um, so this is a 15-minute chart. After we, now we've kind of hit this area 3 times and it's held. So what we need to see now is a higher high than, let's see, then basically 51,000. If we can get above 51,000, then I think we are on the right track back up. But you can see we're making higher highs and higher lows on the, on the 15-minute chart. We still need to make higher highs and higher lows on the, let's see, on the hourly. Yeah, we just need more time. Let's see, we have to see if we can start making higher highs and higher lows on the hourly. Obviously, we've made one higher high than the bottom, and now we'll see when this has a little retracement on the hourly if we can make a higher low. And again, we have to get above about 51,000 to start moving here. And really quick, I'll take a look at Ethereum and Bitcoin dominance, and then we will get to any altcoins you guys are interested in. So Ethereum, kind of moving with Bitcoin, since the drop here, but Ethereum actually not dropping as much as Bitcoin from its top anyway, since this whole retracement. And yeah, I mean, Ethereum's trying to hold this nice consolidation level right around, let's see, right around like 3,500, I would say. If it can hold above 3,500, I think Ethereum was still moving. So I wouldn't be surprised if that keeps going there. And then Bitcoin dominance continuing to make, lower lows, new record lows for this year on Bitcoin dominance. So, and honestly, I expect us to keep going, guys. I think 40 is now the minimum before a turnaround. With Bitcoin dropping again and a new not a new narrative. This has been a narrative, the whole energy thing. But if you look at what crypto will replace, it's going to end up being a net positive for green energy and the environment as a whole. If Bitcoin succeeds in replacing gold and crypto replacing a lot of the financial sector, um, there will be a net positive in the environment. There will be less carbon emissions. So, you know. But yeah, again, Bitcoin dominance, I think, will continue to fall, as I think we still will have at least, I've been saying I think we have 2 weeks left. I've been saying that for like a week and a half now of Bitcoin moving sideways. At this point, I think we have another 2 weeks left. I'm adding on to that because of what's transpired. I think it's going to take a little more time now for Bitcoin to get back up. 2 to 3 weeks, I would say, at this point. Um, but yeah, so if you guys like the comments, please subscribe, give me a follow on YouTube and Twitch, like the video. Um, I stream every Monday through Thursday, 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, thanks guys for tuning in. Hey, hi guy. Sorry, I just wanted to finish that up. We will look at Nano. I know why you're asking me about Nano. Because they want to be the because Elon tweeted, they're looking at coins that are more energy efficient than Bitcoin. And yeah, to be honest, I considered investing in Nano last night as well. A few hours after that, I was doing some research and just kind of to make a quick buck because I know how this whole market is played at this point, um, and yeah, you will see spikes. Yeah, nice. Let's take a look. I know it was up this morning, probably like 50% at least. So if you guys tried tuning in the past few days, I had kind of a family emergency. Not an emergency. We had a death in the family, so I had to we were, at a funeral and everything, traveling a little bit for the past couple days. So sorry I missed you guys. But I'll be on, no problem, man. I'll be on Friday, tomorrow, as well. So to kind of make up for the few days. All right, let's see here. Nano, let me get this up here. Yeah, so by the time I had looked at it, yeah, it was this first jump here. I think it had gotten up to 10 and had come back down when I looked at it. So, I should have went with my gut. Um, to be honest, I just didn't have my computer with me. And well, that was one reason I almost jumped in, but um, then at first it seemed like it might have been a V-shaped recovery because sometimes when Elon tweets, he's pumped Bitcoin and after a few hours it all comes right back to the same levels. um, I was kind of hoping something like that would happen, so I didn't want to touch my portfolio. But I did look at Nano, and obviously I should have went with what you did, Hi Guy. But you got in at 11. Yeah, that's when I probably would have gotten. Uh, you know, I think I was look. It was like $10 when I was looking at it. So good. I mean, this is moving purely on fundamentals, because there aren't many coins, especially like in the top 100, that are, uh, you know, trying to be similar to Bitcoin, that, you know, promote the clean energy type thing. Now, the reason I don't believe Nano will, uh, none of these coins can really replace Bitcoin because, um, the proof of work aspect of Bitcoin is why Bitcoin is so secure and why it's so decentralized, which are two of the very important, uh, the main things that make Bitcoin so valuable. So, um, if you know now these ratios aren't perfect, but if you're using 1% of the energy to do these transactions on Nano, most likely the security is 1% of what Bitcoin's is at this point. Like, obviously it's not a perfect ratio like that, but my point still stands. Like, Bitcoin is ingrained in, you know, the globe at this point. It's not like Nano came out at the same time and just more people gravitated towards Bitcoin. It's there's a reason it was made the way it was, and um, yeah, I mean its user base. You need to have thousands, hundreds of thousands of nodes running. You don't even know if it was as big as Bitcoin, what the how efficient it would actually run. Um, and to be honest, I don't know how Nano. I don't know if it's a proof of work. I mean, I could look it up, but like if it's proof of stake, there's a reason like Satoshi Nakamoto did not make it proof of stake. Yeah, so basically if it's stake, then the people with the biggest bags of Nano will be, have more control. So that's the opposite of decentralized. Like, we don't want people to be able to have any control over it like that. There obviously there's going to be pros and cons to Bitcoin, um, but for what it's supposed to be, that's it can't be messed with like that. There's an easy way to fix that. Renewable energies, like that. So I saw one news article. I didn't talk about it, but I could find it really quick, I think. Basically, the someone bought like hydro. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. I don't even Bitcoin miner Argo blockchain purchases hydro-powered data centers in Canada. So the two facilities are powered almost entirely by hydroelectricity, the firm said. So this is like we have technology now to fix the problem, and Elon Musk should know that better than anybody. I don't get I don't get it, man. He like it may and you know I know like Anthony Pompliano got on CNBC and was saying he thinks it's just a marketing play, and they're going to come out with a green energy mining system. So it's possible. It's very possible, but I, I I'm not too sure about it. It's I wouldn't be surprised, but I guess I didn't get that feel like Elon's like trying to. I don't know. Sometimes I think he just doesn't think much before he acts, but I could be wrong. Maybe he is just manipulating the market to, you know, I don't know. But yeah, it's annoying. This is Nano. Let's take a look here at the. This is the 4 hour. Let's see. We got. I'll turn the music back on for you guys. Um, well, I'm not sure that it is. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. It's Argo blockchain. I'm not sure they are. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So it's can you see it here? I think that's it. ARBKF. And yeah, it's up 2%, 2.5% today. But it looks like possibly when this news broke, it's been going up. Yeah, it's not a cryptocurrency. They're a mining company. Yeah, it's a stock. So they don't have a cryptocurrency. They're a mining company, you know. Um, but it's smart. They're using like waterfalls to mine Bitcoin. Pretty cool. Um, yeah, so you could argue that Nano, you know, was. You could argue that Nano was going to pump anyway, because if you see here, that is the last all-time high. You know, one of the the second to last all-time high. So you came up here, and then you retraced and went below it. Then you came up, retraced again, and when you made support right on there, you made support twice, and then it shot up. So that's like a good looking entry anyway. Um, so it's very possible you could have moved sideways a little more and gradually, you know, went up, but it's not like that was a bad entry anyway. Uh, but I definitely think it was, you know, it spiked like that, and so it's kind of hard to tell where this is going to go. Um, if this is going to fade and you're going to come back down, like this whole news type thing, or if it will keep gaining traction for the next couple days. Uh, yeah, basically, I was just saying with Nano, it was a nice entry anyway at these levels. And whether you are making higher highs and higher lows, or you did, and now you're consolidating here, making uh, higher lows and lower highs, so you're forming this triangle pattern here, and it's kind of hard to tell whether the nano traction is going to continue to gain, or if it's just all going to fizzle out. Um, the good news is it was like, this wouldn't have been a bad trade to buy anyway. So it is, I'm going to lean more towards you might still have some upside here. Um, Although it did go up, a lot. You're up like 60%, almost 50, yeah, up 50 to 60% probably, or you were at least at the top. So yeah, basically, I would be probably holding until you lose the uptrend, really. If you go below like $12.60 there, so 50 or $12.60, and yeah, that's what I would do, because then you still lock in some profits, and but hopefully it coils up here, and you get out of here, blast up again for a little more gains. That's how I would play it. It's hard. It's really hard with what's going on to know how much of this is good technical analysis and how much is yeah, you could do that. There's a good chance if it does drop more, it could hold up, at about 11.2 where you got in. Yeah, I mean, at least for the next couple days, I would assume it's going to get some more attention. But I'm hoping this whole thing just kind of fizzles out anyway. But yeah, I would definitely try to lock in some profits because if it does kind of lose some supports, I could see it just kind of going back down to these levels, if it was solely based on the news. Let's see here. Kusama and Dot tearing it up. They were both due. Let's see here. Go to the 4 hour. So yeah, Kusama had that huge run, big retracement, found nice support here, and then had that last little dip. And when it holds support at the same levels again after a nice dip like that, that's normally a lot of times it can rocket after that. So, and that's exactly what it did. And of course, the same day Aave is getting its blast off move, Elon Musk tweets about Bitcoin and energy. It was very frustrating for me, but even so, the chart is still playing out as I was hoping, and really hitting that 786 Fibonacci level, getting rejected, and I thought it was going to hold up here, get a bounce off the 0.618 fib level, but it did go down with Bitcoin here. So but I'm not too worried. It's holding up nice where it is now, and yeah, I'm still holding my bag. My first target is all-time highs here against Bitcoin at 0.14, where I will probably sell most of my position, but I will save a little bit for the next one. And if we look at the Aave USD chart, you see we did hit all-time highs here, and then, you know, got rejected, but then came back up and things were looking good, and then this disaster struck. So, but again, coming down, making support here, which was, you know, a big resistance point here, about 489 from history here, and I'm hoping Aave can get back above. Let's see, it would be basically 520, which it is trying to do now, it seems like. And continue moving here. But on the 15 minute, it has started to, seems to be moving with Bitcoin, so it seems to be going up now. I would assume Bitcoin might be moving up a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of following Bitcoin to a T now. Okay, we got Elon Musk tweeting here. I'll pull it up here. Let's see what this guy's got to say now. Because we could see a big effect on to be clear, I strongly believe in crypto, but it can't drive a massive increase in fossil fuel use, especially coal. Okay. Yeah, why don't we talk about it some more? Yeah, that's a new tweet, which it's basically just repeating what he wrote in the first tweet, so we'll see if that tweet has an effect on the price here. And people think he's really trying to put Doge, like replace Doge with Bitcoin. I don't think he's trying to do that. But a lot of people who believe Doge is the rightful king of crypto because they don't have any brains, They believe that. $50% of your stake in Cardano? Well, then you must be very happy today. You got some nice, you have some nice plays today. Yeah, Cardano was due. I mean, it's so close to $2. And I remember when it was at this point with $1, I think it will hit $2 is my point. It got pushed over $1 after it had already ran a lot. So that was an even bigger move than this one. I don't see Cardano really stopping here before it hits $2. That, not based on technical analysis, more based on, I just think, the power of, this market. And don't get me wrong, I think Cardano's, I think Cardano, Polkadot, and Ethereum are all going to be, probably trillion-dollar assets at some point, easy. Do I believe in student coin? I don't know what student coin is, to be honest. I can look it up. Let's see. I mean, it's like making it easy to create a cryptocurrency. I mean, the NFT part is cool, and I mean, it's a good concept. I just think most of it's probably just being used to create the scam coins that are all over Binance Smart Chain, and that would be my only concern with it. But I mean, no, I like that. I think you create something like this, there's always going to be crap that comes out of it. Can only be used within its own. Okay. So any coins created can only well, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I like, yes, I like this. I don't know how it will do, but It looks promising. I think the more like younger generations get into actual like decentralized finance and creating because let's be honest, the central banking system, central finance has not been very good for the world. So one coin that is up today, finally. Now I am in this coin. It's the Pokemon coin, which I'm kind of, you know, I'm not very proud of it. Let's just say that. But I got in like around here. This is compared to Ethereum, so it's not really like I lost dollar value because Ethereum has been pumping, but I got in here, I think. If you look at like the Bitcoin or dollar pairing, it's not nearly as bad. But I got in probably around here where I thought it was flattening out, but we had, again, Ethereum pump, so I would have been better off leaving my coins in Ethereum. But finally, today, it's up 90% since last night. And I mean, we'll see what happens. I think it's possible it, could start moving pretty fast, but we'll see. PMON. I think so. So the reason it's pumping is because it was just added to Binance Smart Chain, where before it was only on Uniswap. So this is all where it was only on Uniswap, and now it was just added to Binance. So, I mean, so many more people can get it without barely any fees. So that's why I think it could turn around here. And I mean, this is the bottom of bottoms, in my opinion. So even with a 90% move today, there is a lot of upside. I'll pull up the let me pull up like the coin market cap chart here. So it peaked at about $60 and now it's at $14. So to go back up would be a 3x to hit all-time highs. So we will see, but it does look like maybe it's at least changing the trend from a downtrend. At this point, it did make one, it's just today, so who knows, but it did make one higher high. So, but yeah, I wish I was more patient, obviously. Because I was trying to wait till the bottom because I didn't want to miss any big jumps, and I was not patient enough. So, but I'm not, I'll get all my money back eventually. I think this will turn around. And if it really blasts off like some of the coins do when they finally bottom out, especially on like Uniswap and Binance Smart Chain, after they're listed, there's all this crap, and then they finally do a big move. Sometimes they really go crazy. So we'll see. At this point, it can't be much of a, let's see the market cap. Yeah, it's only 24 million. So, um, take a look at Bitcoin here. So DeFi T or DeFit. Lost on DeFit token and a few others myself. No, I haven't heard of DeFit. Let me see. So it's only on Uniswap, right? Yeah, I mean, okay, and it's trying to be like a fitness app. So like, I mean, this is the type of, I don't know the fundamentals. Like the Pokemon thing, I know they're constantly putting out new stuff and working. They're gonna. It's now like on mobile apps on Android and Apple Marketplace or whatever. So, I don't know if this one just was kind of a. I mean, it kind of looks similar, but this is why I never trade on the first couple days of these. But, it looks like it's flattening out here. And if it's still like good, if it's still a good project, sometimes even if it isn't, it could turn around. But what's not great is that it fell below even the listing price. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of lessons, I still get taught lessons, and I've been doing this a while. Yeah, if it's got tons of potential, like one lesson I've learned, like, yeah, you could think it's flattening out and buy in, but it might be better to actually wait until, it is better to wait until the uptrend has really, even if you miss that first initial, 100% pump, and then it retraces 25-30%, and finds support, that's when, the uptrend might be happening. So, yeah, I it doesn't look like a bad time to get in. Yeah, but like I said, I would wait. Personally, I'm gonna, before I get into any more of these, I'm gonna wait for a move like this, where it comes up, comes back down. Let's see, like on the 15-minute. Yeah, see, it's making a higher high, and now if it can hold support and start moving up again, that's what's gonna make me feel pretty confident. But basically, you want a couple moves. You don't want to just, because there's been a few times where it's made a little slightly higher high looking good, and then boom, another lower low here. So like here, even here is not, it's still not totally out of the woods yet. So Doge, I don't. Yeah, I hope Doge goes to back to a penny. Let's take a look at EOS. So go to the 4 hour. So let's see. So we did this Fibonacci level and it hit all the extensions and more and came back down and has found support on this one. So that's good. It seems to have found support around $9.50. But at this point, I would erase that. And let's see here. I don't really know what to do with this one here. Pretty big retracement for a few days. If that is the bottom, you know, it's just about climbing back up here. I mean, normally I would have done that. You can see it got rejected here, all-time highs, came back down, and then, I mean, this seems like a few days ago. I mean, I guess it was probably just retracing, and then the Elon stuff happened. But yeah, you wanted to see it, you know, it had this really nice move. Normally it doesn't move up through all of the fib levels that much. And then coming back down the whole time. Like, did it have some news or something that broke? Yeah, at this point, it looks like it is moving with Bitcoin. Like this, these three little hills here, it's very similar to what Bitcoin's doing. So, and like my big bag Aave, it's doing the same thing. But yeah, you can see that it broke up, and then when it came down, it's holding support on this 236 fib level, like the first rung up here from the bottom. So, I'm not sure why it pumped like this. But I would expect if Bitcoin can hold up here, it will probably move up relatively fast, especially if that was the reason. Like, it looks like it pumped and then it was coming back down, probably going to hold support on the 618 here, because you can see you touched a couple times. And then I imagine this is when, this candle is when, the crash happened. So yeah, so it probably was going to hold up here and then go back up. So yeah, if Bitcoin stabilizes or moves up, I think EOS will get back up to these levels pretty fast. Yeah, it would be nice if Bitcoin could at least get up to 51,000. That would be nice by tonight. Yeah. This is the graph. This is one I'm pretty I'm surprised it has stayed down here this long, but depending on where it is, if Aave moves and I take some profits out of there, some of it might be going into the graph, because it's a good project and you know, it's down, it's hit this support here now like 5, 6 times. So, you know, and it's basically held here pretty well. So I wouldn't be surprised if it has some crazy move at some point. But it would be nice if it could get up and hold this level again, the $1.60, because it keeps getting rejected up there. So, but yeah, I think eventually, and with patience, it will get up back to all-time highs, which is like a 100% move from here, at least more than that. Yeah, the graph. Yeah, a rug pull on you, that's the worst. This is Ethereum BTC. Pretty crazy how far it's gotten up there. I think it could move up to this historical resistance before like a major cool off. I think the only reason it's had like struggled the past couple days is from Bitcoin. So it looks like on the very short term with Bitcoin, it passed this trend line, got above it, and now might be trying to make support on it, which will then push us up to this next trend line, which is the more, probably will have a little more resistance. Hey, Sneaks. Uh, yeah, the market's looking okay. I'm hoping, normally I don't look at like this close in on Bitcoin, but I'm hoping we can. This is a 15-minute, and I'm hoping all of the drop is over due to the ridiculous tweeting. Uh, and yeah, I'm hoping we can continue making higher highs and higher lows on the 15-minute, which should get us up. We got to get up past basically, let me erase that. Basically 51,000, really like 50,900. If we can do that, I think we might be kind of moving up. If we do that, I think the drop is over, and we will gradually grind back up to the high 50s over the next week or two. Yeah, I mean, I'm tired of Bitcoin. I bought at 50K and 47. If it continues to go down, then yeah, I'm not, you know, I don't think those are bad buys personally. It's possible, I was saying in like my intro, it's possible we go and test basically 47,000 again. At the most, I think we come and test 43,000. But if that happened, I would expect it to get bought back up very, very quickly. And I think those are the less probable uh, cases. I think the more probable is that we've hit this now 3 times, this area around 47,000, where buys have come in, and I don't think the price should be down this low. I think we were headed back down a little bit, but probably to like 52,000 before heading back up again. But this was due to Elon tweeting about energy problems. So I think price will get back up to where it is supposed to be, which is around 52, and then I think we gradually climb back up to 59,000. And that's that continues to be the testing point. If we could break 60 and hold it for a couple days, then I think we're gonna be on our big run there. So 42, 43. It's possible. Again, I think that's the lowest it will go. But I don't think you would have had that feeling. Hey, Duck. I don't think you would have had that feeling like it was going to 42 before last night. And that was really just either smart traders that immediately sold and bought back at the dip, or dumb traders who panic sold because one guy tweeted. Hi guy. Real quick. Yeah, Duck. RLC went nuts, so I'm glad you were able to profit off of that. It's now coming back to earth a little bit, but I mean, hopefully you took some profits. To be honest, I took most of my profits before that. Well, before this huge move, but you know, still a nice trade, nice swing trade, you know, patience. So it was a good one. Yeah, hi guy. Well, I mean, this is, you know, it seems to be holding up here where it was, you know, held up here. So, you know, especially like there's definitely room for it to keep going up. Let's look at the Bitcoin. Yeah. Wait. That was a 15-minute. Let me go to the daily. Yeah, so it did get a, you know, make a new all-time high against Bitcoin. So it could get back up there at the very peak of this market, and that kind of I bought in at RLC. I was looking more at the Bitcoin chart when I bought in, but it was after the summer. Yeah, so I bought, which would have been probably closer to like $1.50. Yeah, and like, so to answer Hi Guy's question, I think we will definitely get stronger. I'm expecting this bull cycle to end somewhere around between August and November, as like a wide range there. That's when I think we will probably top out. And I think Bitcoin could easily, you know, not financial advice, I think Bitcoin could easily 3x from here, at least. I would say 3 to 5x is very possible. And then I think a lot of the altcoins, most of the time, Bitcoin will top out. And then for the next 1 to 2 weeks, the altcoins will all hit their peaks, which could be, you know, 5 to 100 X's for some of them. And yeah, and then I think, you know, it is the smartest play to take profits on everything as it's going up to, you know, those, you know, if once Bitcoin hits 100K, that's when I'll probably start taking some profits in Bitcoin. And I will gradually do that all the way up to 300K if it gets that far. But, you know, I don't believe, I think Bitcoin will go up quite a bit. We talked about this last Friday or Thursday, but it's going to be, it will come down hard, especially, you know, the farther and faster it goes up is going to be a good indication of how much it will drop, and how fast it will drop. So we have to wait and see, but I think, I think Duck and I were talking about this. I think a good 60% from the top is very likely. Sneaks, I mean, the more it's gaining in this smaller period of time, like I'm picturing something like in a few weeks to a month we start heading up to 100K, and that might take like 2 months to get up to 100K, and then we get to from 1 to 200K happens in like a month. And that's when it's going up that fast, when it's doubling in a month, and it could even happen faster than that, but that's going to be a good indication. And there's a few things that, if there's a Bitcoin ETF, which is very, very possible at this point, that's going to allow a lot of institutions that have been waiting for a more regulated approach to investing in Bitcoin. No, it will be parabolic. It will be parabolic. That it will be up a lot very fast. That will be parabolic. That's when, when it feels like it can't stop, that's when you should start like taking profits. Yeah, there's ETFs in Canada, but when there's one in the United States, I think it will really push the price up pretty fast. And then there's also like the China ban on basically all cryptocurrencies, but more recently they've kind of been talking like Bitcoin's a good investment. So it is, and they're working on regulatory frameworks. So if China makes it accessible to its citizens to invest, that can really, really pump, because that is a lot of people. That could really, really push the price up. So those two are the big kind of macro, fundamental events that could either start or really push the price to crazy levels. But don't think for a minute that if an investment company doubles or a institution like doubles or triples their money, they're just going to hold everything. At some point, people will start to sell, and that same FOMO that got them to buy in, will happen on the way down too, and people will start panic selling, and it will start a very fast train down. So I mean, there's always, yeah, there's talk about regulations, but there's a lot of arguments um, that want regulations. A lot of institutions with a lot of money want some regulations before they invest. So it's not great for the average citizen. You know, we don't really love it, but it may bring more money than it takes away into the space, which would bring the prices up. So Dent, yeah, we could take a look at Dent. Hmm. So yeah, I remember we were looking at Dent last week, I think, and it was looking good here. Like it was gonna hold these levels, but yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what Dent does, but if you're down 40% at this point, um, you know, this level here is where a lot of smart traders probably have buys in. So again, I don't know the fundamentals of Dent, but if everything's sound, then I would expect patience would pay off eventually, so you don't take a 40% loss. Because these are the levels that, a lot of traders are going to be looking to make an entry at. And let's look at the RSI here on this is on the daily, and you have, so you can see here, you have let me just see something here. Yeah, nothing really on the RSI. So I mean, besides going back to like these levels, but yeah, I mean, I think a lot of traders are going to be looking at this level though. Yeah, it could come down to basically 0.0049 or 0.005. That's probably, going to act as a pretty significant support here. And yeah, I mean, it stinks you're down 40%, but so does the factor of having 100 bill coins in supply, 100 billion? Yeah, the RSI is very close to oversold on the daily, which is good. That that should help. It just means that, a lot of traders use this indicator as, especially on the daily. If the RSI gets below 30% here, a lot of traders will take an entry there. Um, I mean, there's a very good chance that it will hold up around these levels. As far as the 100 billion coins in supply, I mean, that doesn't, I don't really, it doesn't really, like, the market cap is what matters. I mean, if they're adding more coins every day, then that's not going to help. Let me find it here. Yeah, that doesn't really matter because I don't think they're creating. I think that is the total supply. So I don't think they're adding coins constantly. I mean, if the trend starts to change, if it can get above 0.5 on the fib level here and make support, nice support on there, that's going to be a nice confirmation to a lot of traders that they'll believe it's going to eventually get back up. If it keeps getting, rejected at the 0.5 and or doesn't start making higher highs and higher lows, then it's you might want to take get your money back when it gets up there. But just remember, this market is so speculative. You see coins like, what is it, SHIB going up. It's like a $5-6 billion market cap. A lot of these altcoins the money will rotate until it reaches most of them at some point during this cycle. Now, Dent has already had an incredible move, but like I said, we might go into the second phase here where Bitcoin takes the lead, and then when Bitcoin tops out, a lot of these altcoins will do multiples from where they're at. So, if you're patient, there's I would say, more probable than not chance at some point you get back up to these levels. But again, when that's going to happen, there's no indication yet that the trend has started to move back up. So it could come down and just move sideways right along this bottom for a while, months. We don't know yet. There's no data, not enough data showing us where that the trend has switched here. I mean, normally I would, you know, it's kind of up to you. If that's like life-changing money, you know, you might want to do it more gradually, like, uh, you know, sell a quarter of your holdings when you're up 25%, sell another 25% when you're at 50, you know, or, you know, it's whatever you're happy with, but I wouldn't suggest doing all at once, you know, unless it's like $100 or something, like, you know, not that that really matters, but it's always better to buy incrementally and then sell incrementally. Um, but again, like you might not want to sell exactly, you know, you want to start, you know, selling on the way up, and then, you know, you don't want to sell everything if the trend is still, what if this blasts off and goes up 5x from where you bought it, and you had a limit sell at 2x, you know? So, um, you know, it's hard to tell. Not everyone has time to sit at the on their phone or computer and watch when these coins are pumping and where, you know, so it's all about your own risk and situation. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here. So you can see we are losing both of these supports here. So this is on the 15 minute, so it's not like horrible, but basically now we've continued to make a, you know, we've made a lower high than here, and now it looks like we're making a lower high from here. But again, this is short term, so it's still possible we have a nice candle and get up here, but and if we go to like the hourly, so we're coming up here and looks like we're going to make a lower high and a higher low, possibly. We want to make a higher low so we can start coiling up here if we're not going to, you know, blast up through this resistance now. We want to make a triangle, basically. Let me change the color of this. So this isn't bad. If we, you know, it's not great that it didn't even get up here yet. And we're coming back down. But if we can stay in this triangle and keep making higher lows, then I mean hopefully we can break to the upside. We do have a little bearish divergence on the 1 hour. Let me go to the 4 hour. Let's see. Yeah, nothing really on the 4 hour. On the 1 hour, you see we have higher highs on the RSI and then lower highs on the price. So that's bearish divergence there. But that could just lead to a dip down to these levels. So we'll see. Yeah, I have most of my money in crypto. I I am very, very confident that this bull market is not over, and pretty confident that I'll be able to, at least switch a lot of my crypto into stable coins. Um, basically taking profits on the way up of the final phase. So even if I take most of it out too early, you know, it might not feel great if we keep going up higher, but I'm not going to be stuck holding my bags when everything drops a lot. I've been watching and learning about analysis for like 3 years, but I started the channel this year. I think about, I think in January I started like actually, doing it online here. But I did go through the 2017 bull market. So, and I have, you know, I I've been doing crypto for about 5 years, but that was my first bull market, and obviously, you know, most people there wasn't too much education. At least I wasn't really, learning the best strategies back then. So I made a lot of mistakes, but it wasn't, I didn't have that much, so it wasn't like detrimental. It's just I probably could have made a lot more if I was had the education I had. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say you got in late. It's something like two 0.5% of people in the world have some allocation in crypto. And they say that's probably going to double every year. So at the rate it's been, it should double or do better than that. So you're probably in the first 2%. Yeah, even if you got in 3 months ago, you're probably in like, I'm sure it's accelerated a lot in the past 3 months. So you're probably in like 1 to 2%. So I would call that early. Yeah, I mean, best strategy in general, dollar cost average. So, know what you want to enter your money in, but do it, you know, incrementally over, a month's period or a week's period at least. Every day do a portion, so you at least get the average of the price action during that time period. And then take profits at certain levels. Have your, you know, have your levels picked out and buy Buy at the bottom. Like, don't chase the ones that are pumping. You know, yes, you can win big if you get very, very lucky, but most people lose in that scenario. You're much better off buying at the bottom of retracements once they've made support multiple times, like 2 times minimum at a good support level. And especially if they can make a higher high on the daily and then a higher low, that's a very, you know, after retracement, you start getting higher highs and higher lows on the daily. That's when it's probably a good time to enter. And then take profits. You know, don't just hold on for dear life forever. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. Most of the kids on TikTok have made more money than me just getting into these crap coins. Is great. They don't care that it's crap. They just want to make fees off the enormous volume of trading it does. Atom band. Kylan. Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't know much about Kylan, but it's kind of at least the listing on Uniswap. And again, this is to Ethereum, so I don't know if that's what you're trading it in. But, you know, this huge downward motion is mainly because Ethereum has skyrocketed. So, or at least done very, very well. So, but again, it's kind of the same thing. It's, I mean, it looks like it's flattening out, but it's still in a downward trend. So until, so it broke there, it broke that one. Yeah, I mean, it's seems like it's flattening out, and but again, once it starts, this is what I mean, like once you flatten out here, you go up, you make a higher high, and come down and make a lower high, and then start going up again. That's when a lot of traders will start taking it in. So on like this Pokemon, so you can see it's already like sold off quite a bit. So, you know, traders are, what the heck? Traders are not going to have confidence until if this does something, if it finally holds and goes up again, that's when I think you'll see a big candle. But that hasn't happened yet, and it's had a few of these, not quite this big, but it's had a few nice candles before and still made lower lows. So we haven't had the confirmation trend change yet. So I'm not getting my hopes up quite yet. But that's a good first day. We got to see some more price action over the next few days. But same thing with Kylan, like I mean, I don't do any live trading currently. Maybe in the future I'll do some. If I hit my targets for like followers, and if I hit my profit targets for my crypto holdings, and I'm able to take a little bit to put into like a live trading account, I'll do that. But it is 6:30, guys. I actually gotta go. But thanks for hanging out. It was nice talking to you guys, and I believe I'll be on tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. And yeah, have a great day, guys.